Julian Starr. I'm a botanist at the Canadian Museum of Nature and also a professor at the University of Ottawa. I'm here on the expedition essentially to show the kids a little bit about botany and the extraordinary plants that you find here in the Arctic. One of them is that there's always sort of a little layer that sits over top of the ground like this that's sort of protective. And so the wind, when it comes by, will actually just blow right over the plant and the plant will not be affected. Here we see combinations of things that are boreal elements as well as Arctic elements. So for instance, we saw both species of Labrador tea. I also saw sort of the Arctic rhododendron, that's a common species, Rhododendron lapponicum. I saw a bunch of sedges, that's what I focus on back at the museum. Well, there aren't very many species that are found in the Arctic, but they are without doubt among the most interesting from the point of view of their adaptations that they've made to such a difficult environment. They're also extraordinarily beautiful. So you find many of them have enormous flowers, or they will all flower at once, and so they're just full of incredible colors, and for that reason also they're just extremely attractive. That's what makes them sometimes desirable garden plants, for that matter. Well, this plant will grow as far north as there is land. It's one of those plants that will be right at the very tip of Greenland, right at the very tip of Ellesmere Island, the most harsh environments that you could ever imagine. But look, this is what it looks like. Well, one of our missions is, of course, education. Another one is even research, and the nice thing about Students on Ice is that I'm able to combine both of them. So it gives me experiences in places where I've never been before, and sometimes I'm even able to collect specimens that I use in my research. As we see changes in the environment, we'll also be seeing changes in the flora. So when we do sort of surveys of certain areas in the Arctic, what we're trying to do is create at first a baseline, and that's just knowing what's there at the present, and also to discover whether things that have never been recorded at the same locality are starting to appear. So some of the studies that we've done in the Canadian Arctic archipelago in particular are of real interest, because the environment that's found on the continent is very different than what you see on the islands. I must admit, I'm one of these lucky people in life because I truly know what I love. I love plants, I love being around them, and I was lucky to discover that when I was an undergraduate, and because of someone who also had a passion for plants. And so I do get a real joy, like showing people what I know and trying to impart in them, you know, also that kind of love of nature, but in particularly plants. And hopefully, who knows, maybe someday they may become botanists just like me. It takes really somebody to give them that sense of really how special plants are, in any organism for that matter.